Hello and welcome back to another video. It has been a long old day at work. I am pretty tired. I have a video to film and to be honest, I just want to have a bit of fun. I don't want to have an intention. I don't want to have, well, other than to have fun, I don't want to have any plan. I just want to try out a few things. I just want to have a little bit of fun, play with colour, play with a supply that I'm not as used to so I can just sketch with it. And I thought, what better way to test out some newer supplies? So I received some Winsor & Newton, let me get the box, some Winsor & Newton pigment markers for Christmas. And I have used these in the past. They're not in there, they're currently all over my desk. I have used them in the past and I've used them in sketchbooks and they're actually a lot of fun. They're not your usual marker pen. They're not like a alcohol marker. They're not like a paint marker. They're kind of a weird in between. You can kind of blend them. You can kind of not blend them. They dry quick. They're light fast. They're just a supply that is not really familiar with me. And although I've tried them and I've tested them, I think I'd like to have a little bit more fun with them. And since I had this new set, I thought what better way than now when I'm not feeling up to doing something fabulous, I just want to do a bit of a fun sketch. And I've found a reference photo of a lighthouse on pexels.com and I think I just want to lay down some colour, not be too realistic with it, just lay down shapes, texture, colour and see where we get up to. And I think it's really important sometimes when you're not feeling particularly artistic or particularly motivated, just have a bit of fun with shape and colour and not really have to think too much. So let's get on with that. Let's see what we can produce and have a bit of fun. Right, so I did start this off by doing some swatches. Like I mentioned in my Himi gouache video, I am hoping to do a big swatching video in the coming months, but it depends how long it takes me. But I thought I would add to that, well, to lessen to the burden, I thought I would do some swatching of these Winsor & Newton markers, and I did my usual big gridding and then swiftly realised that blending them wasn't going to be so easy, so I kind of skipped past that bit, which, to be honest, I think you've seen me swatch so much and that video is going to be a full video of swatching, so I thought let's skip that and get on with the art. So like I mentioned, I found a reference photo on pexels.com of this really nice lighthouse with this really vibrant yellow hill and kind of running into some sort of like marshy slaty ground in the foreground, and I thought it would be really nice to play with the colour and the shapes with these. And like I've mentioned, I have played with these pens before, but I don't know, some days I feel like I've got a handle on how to use them and some days I just don't. I don't know what that's about, but basically with this part of the foreground that I'm doing now, I started adding in the darker colours and thought, oh, I'll just go over with the white and kind of blend it into the grey, but it just would not blend. So I then swiftly realised I needed to put the white down first. As you can see here, look, it's just not blending, it's just laying it over the top. So I had to put the white down first, then add the dark, and then add the white back over the top, and that seemed to work much better with blending. There was a colourless blender in there, which I actually didn't use because I kind of, the bits that I wanted to blend, I wanted to lighten at the same time, so I used the white blender instead, and it worked out quite well. But after blending all of this part, I kind of realised that instead I didn't want it to be blended, I wanted to have the drastic colour changes and shapes, just play with the shapes. I know I keep saying that, but playing with the shapes, and I just want to come back to the fact that yes, I've had a rubbish day at work, I'm a bit overwhelmed with what I need to do, but I wanted to do some artwork, and just playing like this, just having a little bit of fun. Usually I do this in my sketchbook, but I thought I would branch out a little bit, but just playing with colour, being really messy, being really sketchy. These pens are great because they're a little bit dry, especially if you use them on watercolour paper, and it's great for kind of getting that sketchy feel about it, not being too precious about it, not being too overly precious about getting the detail in there, just getting the colour, the shapes, I know I keep saying that and it's probably not meaning much, but what I mean by that is just look at the reference photo, see where there's dark areas and kind of make it into a shape. Don't try and mimic every little jagged edge of it. Just slap that colour on there, just be loose with it, be really playful, and you'll find that you're feeling much less, well for me anyway, I felt much less anxious, much more relaxed, just having a bit of fun. And in the end, I find this piece really, really nice. I'm pleased that I've done it. I think it's turned out really lovely, and I mean, it may not, nothing may ever come of it. It might just be a little bit of a sketchbook project, but it's good. And you know what, practice. People always say, oh, you're so talented, how did you get so good at art? Practice. You just practice and practice and practice, no matter what that practice is. It could be really loose little sketches, but it could also be playing with colour like this, and these pens are perfect for that. I do recommend getting them if you want to play around. You can get little sets of 10, that's what I initially started off with, for a good price on like Jackson's Art or Cass Art, and I just think they're really good to have in your supplies just for this reason, just for playing around. I probably will never make a refined piece from these. It may always be this kind of sketchy artwork, but sometimes that is what people want, and you know, maybe I'll make a print of this in the future, or a little series of little sketches like this, little things. Maybe if I open a Patreon, this can be the type of art that ends up being the monthly postcard or something like that. But very, very nice, really chilled me out, and I just think it's really important to sometimes give yourself a little break, do something a little bit mindless like this, and just play with your supplies a bit. Don't be so precious about them. I definitely made my white nib really dirty after blending all these colours together, and do you know what? I used to probably be really upset by that and be like, oh, I've ruined my pen, but nowadays I just want to play, I just want to have a bit of fun, and that's what this piece ended up being. So yeah, it's a bit of a quick video today, but I just needed a bit of a break from all the painting of greetings cards. I've got my shop update coming up. This is going up today that I'm doing this voiceover, which is Friday the 17th. So next Saturday I will be launching my shop update with my wrapping papers and all my greetings cards. So please just have a look out for that. Follow me on social media at LucyLocksArt if you want to make sure you catch those launches, and sign up to my website as well, www.lucylocksart.com, and I will probably put out some emails for the updates. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little quick video, and I'll see you in the next one.